Cheers! Hello, my name is Tilly.
And my name is Connie.
And together we are
the Mindful Mates. And you're listening to
the Elevated Table Talks. Guys, we've just filmed this.
That?
Don't know. Because we've filmed this 5 times and every time we've had a problem.
The last one was the fact that this one didn't even film it. And it was pretty good as well.
Guys, we were in the flow of it and then I looked at my laptop and thought,
at least 5 minutes in.
At least 5 minutes in. Anyway, so what's this podcast going to be about? What's this episode going to be about, Connie?
Travel 101. So everything to do with travel, about as much as we can fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Packing tips, travel stories, whether they were scary or good. I've had all kinds of stories. Food, living on a budget, culture.
Yeah. We're going to try and fit as much in as we can. And if we can't fit it all in...
There's next week.
Yeah, and a few weeks. We'll do it in the future. So... Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with some happy news.
Happy news.
Yeah. Rather than your conventional BBC bad news.
So what is happy news? So at the start of every single podcast episode, along with our our weekly question we are going to be doing a little happy news segment, which is basically... happy news. So explain news in the world, Connie. What is news?
It's a little bit crap.
Yeah, you get news in newspapers.
Something's blown someone up, or something has blown up.
News in TV or on your phone, and
Facebook's a big one.
Yeah, all the time it's negative, and when you immerse yourself in something like that, it does lower your vibe. And we're all about high vibe here. So we thought, why not find a news topic of the week that is positive?
Yeah.
And has either a positive effect on the world, on a person.
On us.
On us.
On you.
If it's touched us, this story touched me especially because it's to do with dancing. And I love to dance. So, okay. An 11-year-old Nigerian boy won a scholarship after a video of him dancing ballet went viral. Jacqueline Kennedy, the School of Dance in New York City, also saw the video, which had been seen hundreds and thousands of times. She watched it and she was amazed by Anthony's skills. So she decided to offer him a scholarship. And getting into schools like this, which are like really elite dance schools, is ridiculously hard. So when I heard he'd got a scholarship, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So now he attends a ballet school who the teacher taught himself to dance at the age of 13. And he basically learnt all the principles of dance through YouTube. And he's learnt how to dance ballet and now he teaches, and that's the school the kid goes to. And so the young boy and the dance teacher not only have the dance in common, their love for dance, but they also want to break the stereotype that ballet is for boys.
Oh,
girls.
Yeah, I know where he's going.
How nice is that story?
It is
when
nice.
When I heard it, I just felt like the excitement and... like, I just know he's gonna go far. He's gonna do good. So that's our little happy news for the week. Do you want to tell them what our Thursday YouTube channel is bringing?
Oh yes. So I mean tomorrow to us, but obviously
tomorrow. Yeah.
So every Thursday we're going to be releasing a meditation and yoga video. And this week is going to be... We all saying this week?
No.
Next week?
The week just gone was self-love to link into our last podcast.
Yeah. I get so confused.
This week is going to be all about grounding.
Grounding. Because when you're getting off a flight or you get off a train or a bus and you've been on there for so long, you need to ground yourself, don't you? And we've recorded a meditation to... Yes, exactly.
And you can find these guided meditations. They're 5 minutes long, so all the videos are going to be 5 minutes or maybe a bit longer as time goes on. You can find those on our YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this, just type in the Elevated Table Talks into YouTube and you will be able to find our meditations, and also you will be able to watch our podcasts. And if you're listening to this on the good old YouTubes,
make sure you subscribe and check out our 5-minute meditations. You know, give it a try after this episode. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. If you've done 60 minutes of us rambling on, I'm sure you can do another 5.
So let's dive right into the topic of travel. So, Connie, why is travel important to you, and what does it mean to you?
Travel is it's important to me because
PPE. Okay.
What?
PPE. Explanation.
I was like, personal protective equipment. What you want to say? Okay, so it's important to me because I can see, I can like immerse myself into other cultures, and I can see like, one, obviously the way other people live in the world, but also what's going on in that place. And I don't know, I think it just opens my mind more. I love it. And you get to see beautiful sceneries as well.
I think as well because when you're so used to seeing England, you forget that there's other ways people live their lives. Like some people, you know, they don't wear shoes, and then but here if someone didn't wear the shoes, they'd be like, why aren't they wearing their shoes? Just small things like that. Like you forget that people live their lives completely differently.
Like when people say, oh, you know, like it's normal to wear your shoes. Well, no, it's not
everywhere
normal in some, do you know what I mean?
And even like the way that some places eat different animals, like some countries they eat dogs, but here it's seen as like a pet, and you can't eat a dog. But then in a different country, eating a cow is just like, why would you eat a cow?
It's holy.
Yeah. So it's good to like get a little bit of
different perspective.
Culture. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think it's good to do that because I don't know, you learn to appreciate more what you've got if someone else hasn't got that, or you learn to appreciate the fact that they appreciate what they've got. They don't know what they haven't got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great to meet new people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty outgoing.
You love a good, and just hearing people's stories and if we take this on the road, like imagine all the people we can interview.
Yeah, exactly.
That have lived completely different lives. Or we could tell their stories on the podcast. Food.
Oh yes, that's a big one, isn't it?
Food is tasting.
Well, it can be a big one and a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you've ever tried mango and sticky rice off the side market of Bangkok, you won't want to go back.
Why? Horrible.
It's been in the 40-50 degree heat all day, and it's literally self-explanatory. It's sticky rice and warm mango. It's just in a plastic bag that's been sweating all day. It's disgusting. But if you go to a nice restaurant, they do it nice.
Oh my god, my travel food has been ruined now. I will never eat abroad again. Memories, I think when you go travelling or on a holiday or go somewhere new, you do make the best memories.
Yeah, and you've got quite a few pictures to bring back as well. Yeah,
because when I think of some of my favourite times, it's been on a holiday or travelling.
And not just out of sort of being a bit selfish and going there because you want to go there, but also you can make a difference as well.
Yeah. So
if you go to a place, I mean, for example, I'll briefly get into it. So when I went to Kenya, I got a partook in a ICS, so International Citizen Service Program. So it was like I think it was 10 weeks, and then a 10-week course. I got there, and then we basically helped support small businesses.
Yeah.
And I've completely lost my train of thought. We had a certain amount of people that wanted to start up small businesses or are just employees, employees. And then over a course we were taught a module of the way this charity did business and how it's the best way to make that business sort of evolve into something proper. And in the end they managed to pitch for a loan. I forgot how much it was converted to, but managed to pitch a loan in order to create their own business. So you're not only just seeing them and, you know, like becoming friends with them and making a relationship, but you're also helping them
making a difference,
be sustainable for themselves and for the family. So it's really sweet to know that they're able to fund their own life now.
Yeah. And too, when you go to countries that are underdeveloped, aren't you helping by travelling there and like giving your money to them? Like, do you know what I mean? Like when you buy their food. So it is helping the
tourists, like the tourist. It's like tourist economy, isn't it? Like the amount of money you're plugging into that. If you just take tourists away from that area or that country, then literally it would semi-plummet, depending on where you are.
It's so hard because of the environment and the environmental impact that it has when you like, you know, but
all the litter people leave on the beaches.
And it's all the frigging tourists that are just not mindful about where they're putting the litter. So
I mean, I remember in Kenya, if you was done with something, it was just sort of like normal for them to just put it on the floor. If I've had a packet of crisps, for example, then if I'm done, I would just put it on the floor. Like I'm okay with fruit skins.
Yeah, because that
unless someone's made the gardens look nice and stuff, you're not going to chuck a banana skin on there because obviously it's going to biodegrade, but it's not decompose. But it's not going to look pretty. But it was just like plastic and anything that you finish with, you just put it on the floor, and it was just all up the side of the streets. And I'm thinking,
was it tourists that were doing that or everyone?
No, people that live there. This was a small village and there's not many tourists.
But I guess they haven't been educated on how it's so going there and talking to them about that could make a difference.
Yeah. Well, we have fines if we do that here.
Yeah.
They don't have fines. Or
no.
At least no one's there to fine them. Do you know what I mean?
So like if you go on holiday there and you see that, you could talk to people and be like, well, this is what happens with the earth. This is the impact it will have and blah, blah, blah.
It's like taking a poo on your own street, though, isn't it? It is, though.
Ew.
Like, why shit where you eat?
That is rankazoid. Let's segue on to travel packing tips. What kind of packer are you? Are you an overpacker or underpacker?
Honestly, it depends where I'll go.
A packer.
So I am going to post a picture on one of the posts on Facebook. Yeah.
At the Elevated Table Talks on Facebook.
I took a picture of my wardrobe when I arrived in India. And I was in India for 3 and a bit weeks, I think it was. And I took a picture of my wardrobe because of the amount of the little amount of clothes that I had in my wardrobe. I sent you a picture, I think.
You took everything to India?
No, I literally had nothing. I had to get my clothes washed all the time. I had nothing. I had a travelling backpack, one of them big backpacks. It wasn't that big though. And then I must have had about 4 or 5 tops, maybe. Yeah. And that was for 3.5 weeks. And then about 4 bottoms, and that's it.
And you were doing a lot of exercise and sweating, weren't you? Wow.
I know. But when you're out in that heat, you get used to your own body odour anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And you could wash your clothes, hand wash them, whatever. But I just couldn't believe how I managed to just... It's more like your ego. Like, if you're going out and you're thinking, oh, people have seen me in that.
Yeah.
You learn not to care. And that's such a big thing. Mm-hmm. Like, if we were to wear the same things... Say if I wore this dress every single day, every single podcast and every single day, then...
People would be like...
Start saying things.
Yeah.
But really, as long as you've got enough to wear, enough to wash, you don't need any more.
That's why I think... there's a lot of minimalists that do this, and I've put it in the notes, that you should wear clothes that are versatile. So, and if you have one black top, but you wear, one day you wear a skirt with that top, and then the next day you wear a pair of jeans, the outfit is going to look completely different. Yeah. So people actually don't end up noticing that you're wearing the same clothes, even though you are. and you can wear like a necklace. You can wear your hair up, hair down, and people literally don't notice.
Yeah.
So if you get like basic things and just wear them differently
and style it in different ways,
then, or if you wear that same skirt with a different top, with a white top, then no one's going to notice. So I think that's a tip. Get versatile clothes that are comfortable.
I think when I was there, I bought one pair of bottoms and that's it.
Yeah. Do you wear shorts? Yoga pants.
I took one pair of shorts with me, which is mad, being in India, but it's hot. Oh well.
Yeah. Another tip is buy a 2-in-1, 3-in-1, 5-in-1. So there's Dr. Bronner's all-in-one. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So basically, it's like this bottle and it's like castor oil soap, and you can wash your hair with it. You can brush your teeth with it. You can wash your body with it. You can wash up with it. Wash your clothes with it. You can shave with it. You can wash your face with it. You can. There's just so much, and it's actually really good because I actually wash my face with it daily, and that is one thing that actually helped with my acne.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you buy an all-in-one thing like that, then it's less like thing you have to carry.
Yeah. There was one bar like that was sold in Kenya, right? It was called like Kenya's #1 bar soap, something dead as simple like that. I literally think it was called that. It was this huge bar of soap.
Oh my gosh, I was not expecting it to be that big.
No, it was huge like that.
Yeah.
And then like I think when you opened it, it was just like a dense it, so you can just break it off and then have one in the shower, one to wash your clothes with outside. Like,
was it African black soap?
No, it wasn't black.
No, it wasn't. Like a brown.
No.
What colour was it?
Like a cream.
Cream.
Yeah.
I think I have some African black soap, which sounds like the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it's called Kenya's like #1 bar soap. You could literally use it for everything that you've just said.
Yeah.
So because it had the little lines, you could just break it off and then have one wherever around the house, and it wasn't expensive at all. No. I mean, especially with the conversion, but some people hated it and some people loved it.
Yeah. There's things like that you can have that, like, if you get it in, especially in bar form, it's better on the environment and it's less packaging to take.
Because I'm not a fan of them little minis you can get.
No.
Little plastic like that. What's the point?
I know.
Plus, does it ever last anyone?
No. I know.
Another thing I would say is a lot of the time I don't take anything and I just buy
it there
because one, it's really cheap and I don't have to like lump it anywhere. And I found this really nice Ayurvedic shop in India that I bought my shampoo and conditioner 2-in-1 in anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure you could do some like research there before you go and see where you'll be able to buy those things, and then so this saved my life in Amsterdam because a 4-wheel suitcase. So when we were in Amsterdam, we had to walk from the train station to our hotel, and it was about a 45-minute walk. And I was, going along with my 4-wheeler.
It's so easy, isn't it?
Like, and Tom was like carrying his bag, and he was like, "Can I just put it on there?" And I was like, "Nope." And I was just 4-wheeling it around. Like, it's just amazing because you don't. When you have to do that thing where you have to pull it, it gets frustrating because sometimes it like flips and 4-wheel suitcase.
No, it is clever, and you look like a member of cabin crew walking around with it.
Shoes.
Yeah, definitely. I added a little note on there.
What did you put? Fitted walking sandals, aka dad sandals. What are dad sandals?
Yeah, so when I was in Kenya, I bought these, before I went, I bought these Carrymore, if you know the brand. Carrymore. Like, if you go Sports Direct, you'll know it.
Yeah.
And they're basically dad's sandals, so like the proper fitted sandals, right? That like have got the 2 straps straps on. Do you know what I mean? And they've got like mega grip underneath.
Yeah.
And they're not any way like nice looking.
No.
But they do the job.
Yeah. Because there's nothing worse than walking and then being like, you've got blisters in between your toes from sandals. So I think a good pair of sandals, a pair of like walking shoes, because in Rome I did so much walking, my feet were like agonising. And then, you know, some nice, if you plan on going out, a pair of nice shoes. So shoes are important.
Yeah.
If you're in Europe, most of the places do like, they have really clean water.
Like the stations that you can go and fill it.
So take a reusable water bottle, and then, especially in Rome, they just had it on the streets and you just filled it up.
Yeah.
And you're saving money. You're saving the environment by using a reusable water bottle. Yeah. So, you know.
No. I didn't really want to move on to this straight away because it might make everyone feel a little bit sick. But I won't go in depth. So if you're travelling, and especially like obviously international, then you might come across the Deli Belly.
I've never experienced this.
So Deli Belly is sorry, I keep messing with this. Deli Belly is usually like diarrhea that's contracted in India, so in Delhi, obviously. It's just because of like, I'm guessing the food and the water that's there, but literally just Deli Belly diarrhea you can get anywhere, and it's just a bad stomach, like a really bad stomach, and you just can't stop going to the toilet, and like obviously with diarrhea you just get really dehydrated and you just feel shitty. So if you do get it, hopefully you don't, but if you do,
is it like inevitable? Are you gonna get it?
So you've never been to anywhere like that, so you'd probably get a bit of a dicky stomach, unless your body's really like full of nutrients and like you've really keeping up on like juices and, you know, stuff like that putting in your body, then you're not going to be able to flush it out. If you eat something different or any street food, you're probably going to get it just because of the new bacteria that's there.
Okay.
It might not last as long. So ways to prevent it, or get rid of it, so drink plenty of water just to keep flushing everything through. And I say drink plenty of water, but if you're going to buy bottled water when you're anywhere like that, make sure that you check the bottle to make sure that it's not like the brand, like there's different branded waters everywhere you go, but some places, if it's like a remote corner shop, they literally just fill up the water just to make money.
Oh, tap water.
Yeah, so just be careful. Make sure that the labels, you know, like presented properly, like general stuff. Say if you was going to buy alcohol, make sure that it's legit, like it's not.
There are bottles you can get. I think they're quite expensive, but I'm sure it's that. So you put the water in and you push it down and it filters any kind of water.
Oh, yeah, I've seen one of them.
Like a huge filter. And I think they're like 50. They're quite expensive. But you can drink any kind of water. Yeah. So I think that's probably a good thing to invest in. Yeah. If you're a big traveller, especially. Carry on.
You can also get like sachets that you put in and it just clears.
Yeah.
So keep hydrated because you're going to feel more dehydrated than normal. Avoid greasy, fatty foods, anything that's going to upset your stomach even more than it already is. Eat like dry food, crackers, toast, fruit's always good, just to like put everything back in your system.
Did you get it?
Yeah, in India I got it.
And how did you deal with that?
To be fair, everywhere I got it.
So how long did it last?
Oh, I can't remember, honestly. I know that it lasted like maybe like 5 days in India.
But you were doing
not like
yoga?
Really bad diarrhea, but so I was doing yoga and everything, but I think because it was like the option was there to have curry for like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and again I'm saying you've got all the new bacteria and you're in a different place, you've got different water and all that, and I think for me it was the curry. I think it was all the spices was very overwhelming for my system. I wasn't used to it, and I could not resist, and it's my own fault, I could not resist having curry for breakfast because I just love curry so much. So yeah, just listen to your body, and if it's saying, whoa, this is too much curry, this is too much turmeric or whatever, just have fruit, chill your system out, or go a day without eating, because you can do it. It's because it depends what you're there for. But for me, I could do it.
But I think if you're doing a lot of walking when you're on holiday, I don't think you can go without.
No.
If it's like a chilled out holiday, if you're relaxing by the beach, then maybe think about fasting for a day.
If you're not eating too much, make sure what you do eat is nutritious.
Yeah.
So yeah. And if you do find them, so any local pharmacies, or if you take them with you, probiotics. So you can get like vegan, veggie friendly probiotics, or just regular ones.
What are probiotics?
So when people take antibiotics, so antibiotics means that it clears whatever is going on that's sort of bad in your system, but at the same time it also accidentally gets rid of the good bacteria in your gut.
Okay.
So if you take probiotics, so it's like pro, then it's putting the good bacteria that's meant to be in your gut that was taken away.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah,
so obviously you're not taking antibiotics here, but I'm saying because you've got diarrhea and all your nutrients is flushing out your system, you want to put it back in. So it's always good. When I was in Kenya, we were I was told to take anti-malarials for the entire time that I was there.
What
malarials? So
for the malaria
to
disease.
prevent. Okay. So when you get mosquito bites, some of them mosquitoes will carry malaria, and if you're taking that anti-malarial, then chances are you're not going to get malaria. But the problem is because it was an antibiotic, you're constantly taking all that good bacteria out of your gut, so you feel quite ill sometimes. And I know that one of my housemates were taking probiotics because of that reason.
Did you take them?
I didn't know, but
would you now?
I was naughty and stopped taking the doxycycline because it was too bad for me. I was sensitive to light. I couldn't deal with the heat. I couldn't deal with the sun.
Oh, really?
I was having really bad nightmares, and I looked on the back and it was all the side effects.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so I just sneakily stopped taking them because they were just awful. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one last one. Find a spa and get a salt bath or a Himalayan salt treatment or anything to do with salt, and put them salts back in your body because you've lost so much. And there's always a spa. There's always a spa.
And if not, go to Con
Spa. Woo! Love that.
So we just went on a 5-minute break, and we're back. So let's go into the
diet when flying.
Diet when you're up in the air.
Yeah.
For long haul flights. I've never actually been on a flight longer than 6 hours. For 5 hours.
Okay.
So I have no say in this.
So I'm talking about. I mean, even for that, to be honest, but I'm talking more like a 10-hour flight or longer.
And Connie's sister also used to be an air hostess, so you'll be quite knowledgeable.
So although she doesn't follow any of this, she just eats whatever's there, which is why she's felt rubbish all the time. So for example, the Thailand flight that I went on, so that was roughly 10 to 11 hours from Birmingham to Bangkok, and then for example, like Kenya and India, it was 2 flights, so one of them was like 8 hours and the other one was like another X amount of hours, can't remember. So if you're travelling for that long, and when you're up in the air, like because of the cabin pressure is really low and like the limited like oxygen and stuff like that, you can feel like your digestive system's moving like a lot slower. So if you're also, so it's moving slower and you're not physically moving much at all, and then you're eating heavy carbs or plain food or mash or whatever that they give you, alcohol, anything, fizzy pops, just imagine what's going on inside your body. It's just that's why people get ill. So I would say, and this is from experience, so when I went to Kenya, I drank alcohol on the flight. It was funny at the time because I drank so much wine because I realised it was my first ever long haul flight, and I didn't realise that.
You a bit nervous? Were you a bit nervous?
No. Oh. I was well excited, and it was you could have as much as you want on the plane. Like, it's unlimited everything. You can just ask for anything you want, snacks, everything, all there to have.
Paid for?
Yeah, it's fine.
What?
Yeah, you can have as much alcohol, given that you could be sensible.
Why?
And you can, once you've had all the meals that they give you, you can just keep going up to the curtain bit and just grab snacks.
Why is this?
Because you are there for so long, you have got nowhere else to get food.
So you don't have to pay
for.
What is that included in?
Like
is that why
flights?
flights are so expensive?
Yeah, because you've got to be fully catered for.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. But can you imagine not knowing that, getting on your first ever long haul flight and knowing that everything is just unlimited? I just went apeshit.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go into the antiques of that, but it was funny. So when I got on the plane to for Thailand and India, I was very conscious of what I was eating, and I read up on it. And what I did was I literally ate fruit for how many meals? 3 meals of perhaps that I had when I was on there. All it was fruit, nothing else other than water. I didn't have fizzy pops or anything, water, fruit, that's it. And I didn't feel like I was blocked, or I wasn't didn't have a lot of suffer with trapped wind, or needing to rush to the toilet, or constipation, or anything like that. And I thought, that's amazing.
Wow.
Knowing that you can be travelling up to 24 hours with bus-wise trains, different flights, layover times and all of that, and just literally have fruit and water and feel that refreshed after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got jet lag, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad at all.
So
it's amazing.
Fruit and water.
It's amazing. And you can't go wrong with fruit and water if you're a vegan, can you?
No. I also, when I go on flights, I refuse to eat or drink because I'm scared to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
So that's why I just don't, because I'm like, I can hold drinking for 5 hours.
Yeah, so you probably would stress a little bit then if you went on a long haul.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously, there's going to be a chance, whether you make it on your first flight and, for example, not have a bowel movement and then you get off your first flight, perhaps was 8 hours, and then you go to the toilet at the airport, bonus. But if you don't have the urge to go in the airport, then you know that your time is going to be on the plane.
The thought of that just...
Yeah, and if you're suffering from a dodgy stomach or trapped wind or anything like that because you've ate disgusting or gone for a Wetherspoons and a pint before your flight, then you are going to feel rubbish. Because if you have a Wetherspoons or alcohol or anything before you get on that long plane journey, your digestive, it's not going to move. It's not going to go through.
Did you feel a difference between when you went to Kenya, travelling to India, how you felt
because of the
what you
because
ate?
of what I ate?
Yeah.
I mean, for one, alcohol. Almost I drank it at the time. Alcohol hits you way faster when you're
never
up in
drank
the air.
on a plane.
Yeah, so I was just, I had loads of red wine, but I was fully smashed. And when I got off the plane, the first flight, we had a certain amount of hours layover, and I was, do you know them moving escalators, but the standing ones?
Yeah.
I was on that, and I just sat down, and I literally just put a blanket over my head, and I was wetting myself. I was just laughing because I was just that drunk. So if anyone obviously went to Kenya with me and you remember that time, I'm pretty sure it was Sophie that was with me at the time, and I was just God. I was in hysterics with myself. And then compared to that, to going to India and being on a complete sort of balanced, I knew what I was eating, knew what I was drinking, I just felt so refreshed after.
There's a fun fact, guys. Me and Connie have never saw each other drunk. We've never experienced.
Never going to happen either.
No.
It just doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Me either.
Yeah, I've got a few more in-depth facts why. So I've got so if you drink alcohol and caffeine, it obviously dehydrates you. And if you mix that with a low cabin humidity, you're more likely to pick up cold or flu germs.
Yeah.
So avoid it, and avoid your refined sugars because you've got nowhere to have the energy outburst that you're going to have. And how do you feel if you've just snacked on sugary sweets? You have a plummet, don't you? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So, should we segue?
Yeah, let's just get off it. We're talking that forever.
We can, since we're talking about food, diet, me and Connie are both vegans. We've both gone gone abroad being vegan. So here is a little few tips how to be vegan abroad. So number one is there's an app called Happy Cow, and basically you can type in wherever you are in the world and it shows you all the vegan places, veggie places, veggie options that are around you.
It's a lifesaver.
Absolute lifesaver.
It really is.
You know, you might have to spend more time looking abroad. So yeah. But also try and look before you go too. And
more remote places, if you go to anywhere like that, then try and book somewhere with a kitchen space so you can cook.
Yes.
That's a big one. If the option's there, that's also a lifesaver. You can prepare your lunch before you go out.
Yeah, like you can plan where you're going to eat dinner, but then for breakfast and lunch, if you've got somewhere that's got a kitchen, you can... And fruit is always... the vegan's best friend, guys. When in doubt, fruit it out. That's the only tips I've got, really. Just look.
Yeah.
Happy Cow. And ask.
Yeah, I'm also thinking towards like being mindful of if you are veggie, vegan or dietary requirements, be very careful if it's street food because I mean, for example, in Thailand, they absolutely love fish paste. And they just put it in everything. So, I mean, to be honest, if you're a long-term veggie, then if you put that dish to your nose, you can pretty much smell it, especially fish. But just be very careful and...
ask.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask.
I'm pretty sure it was like J or something like that in Thailand, the word for vegan, and know.
That's a good idea too, to look up the words for like milk, eggs, meat. And then when you see it on the menu and what it contains.
Or gluten, that's a good one if you're gluten intolerant.
Yeah, you can see like what is there. So learn those words in that language.
Yeah.
So shall we have a little bit of fun now and talk about some stories? Connie's got frigging loads.
Oh, I won't be able to get through all of them.
You could start.
Okay. We're starting on a happy vibe.
Oh, you've got some sad. Okay,
Not sad, but dramatic. Okay. So. Fun tip. So if you're in Thailand, so I went to Bangkok and I went to Phuket as well with my sister. And if you book an excursion, so a fly in your drink.
It's a bit of nail varnish
in your drink.
Yeah.
Oh. Extra nutrition. If you go on an excursion, book an excursion, they might pick you up in a minibus or a taxi, or you get on a bus to the excursion. And most of the time, you go to the excursion, have the day out, and then on your way back, they take a detour. And you're sat there thinking, where am I going? Why am I going on a detour? Where am I? So, yeah, it tends to be a jeweller store. They're obsessed with trying to sell you.
So you just went to a random
gold and
jeweller store?
Yeah, every time. I'm not even joking. That's the point where we were like, we don't want to go. Don't let us out the car. We do not want to go in there. Anyway... We didn't manage to escape this one.
Yeah.
So we got out. It's got like the biggest entry ever. 1 million minibuses lined up because they'd all took them there because they get commission if you buy anything. That's why they want to take you. I forgot what it was called, but it was this massive like gold sign like Jewelers of Thailand, blah, blah, blah. And we went in and it was just full on. Everyone suited and booted, even the women.
God.
Everyone was all like... proper professional, aircon, everything painted white, cabinets, glass cabinets, and everywhere that you went in there, obviously you was like taken around in groups. They were like high price to low price, so you would go through, and after a while you'd realise that it would take you round to the point where you're thinking, oh, if I want to get something, I need to get off the 24k or million and move right down to the back. Anyway, that wasn't the fun part. So we got to the end thinking, oh yes, finally we can go home. No. You get on a ride. A ride?
What?
Like a roller coaster, Thomas the Tank ride. That's what it looked like, right? Another one in Drown Manor. Looked like that. And it's just a full on like, you know when you go around, it's like what's it called, that ride in Drayton Manor, and you go on it like a jeweller's quest or something.
Yeah, like a pirate's quest.
Yeah, and you go through it, and it's just got the story of how like jewellery and stones have extracted from the earth. And
what?
It's crazy. With all the lights everywhere and effects and stuff. And you're all going through it thinking, oh my God, I'm on a ride in a jeweller store in the middle of Thailand. How did I
get here?
Yeah.
What the frig?
Yeah, it was a bit mental. And then you get off and you finally go home.
What? That is
the strangest thing in history. And we literally got on back on the bus and we were just like, what? What just happened?
What just happened? Well, I've got a story that reminds me of that a bit about like taking you somewhere. So when I think I was quite young and we went on like a group camel ride. So we rode the camels, and like Tunisia, it's hot.
You've been there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it was hot, Connie. And we were on this camel ride, and then we all got off this camel ride, and we were sat there, and they were like, "Okay, we'll be back in a bit. We've just got to take the camels back."
Yeah.
And we all had these, the mini cans of Coke.
Oh yeah.
And there was no shade, and we sat there for an hour. We sat there for 2 hours.
Burning.
We sat there for 3 hours. No one was coming to pick us up. No. And we were on these. We had these little cans, and we were just rationing
like
these
in between
cans.
us two movie moment in the desert.
Yeah, we were just like, and we were all burning up, and they just forgot about us.
No,
they eventually
so
picked us up, but we were just sat there for hours.
And do you feel like because you're in a foreign country and you don't know the language that well, you feel like you just can't complain?
No, I know. And this was we went to a hotel, and the hotel said, do not leave this complex because it's really dangerous at the minute. Do not leave. Only leave if we like take you. And so we were all like, oh my God, we're in the middle of nowhere. What is happening? So that was a funny story.
Did you want to go on to?
Yeah, I'll go on. I've only got a few.
Okay.
So I might as well get mine out of the way, and you can have a jolly day. So me and Tom had just got to Amsterdam. We were in this like food stall, like getting supermarket groceries, and so there was this guy that was crouching down.
He was crouching down. But like I need to reel you back.
He was just crouching down, looking at food. Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh, he was just like looking there, and Tom walked past him, and this guy stood up and he started on Tom. He started to fight Tom.
He started to fight him?
Yeah, he was getting up in his face. Honestly, Connie, Tom literally just walked past him, and this guy got up and he was like in his face. Speaking a different language, and me, little old me, I went up to this man, pushed him. I was like, "What's your problem?"
You pushed him?
Yeah, I was ready to fight him. I was like, can you imagine me doing that? And Tom was there like, oh my god, and I was like, get out of his face. I know.
Damn.
Yeah. How funny is that? Can you imagine that? I don't know what came over me.
I'm trying to imagine just a general grocery shop in Amsterdam and that happening.
Yeah, it was. And then the guy, like the work guy, was like, what's going on? And I was like, well, this guy just tried to have a fight with my boyfriend. Like, I thought he was going to stab him. I know. But Tom was literally just like, oh my God.
His little face. Like,
what's happening?
Like a mouse.
And then I was like fighting this man. And this man was this tall man. So, yeah. Don't fuck with me.
Wow.
Soz.
Oh dear.
Go on, you can tell a story now.
Okay, so I've got so many, honestly. I'll go with another funny one. So, we arrived to Phuket, so we had to get another flight to Phuket from Bangkok. And we got into our hotels, all settled, whatever. First night out, thought we'd go to this place called Bangalore Road, and if anyone's ever been there, it's quite popular. It's very busy nightlife, big strip, full of clubs, everyone, just mad places. And we were walking down and we just couldn't believe our eyes. There was just posters, like people holding like big post boards. Is that what you call them? Big posters. like coming at you, like, you know, all the salespeople like trying to come at you to get you into the clubs of what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to get us into ping pong. And we were like,
what?
I'm not really feeling ping pong
So
tonight.
it's like a club promoter for ping pong.
Oh, you have no idea what the Thailand version of ping pong is, do you?
What is it?
Thai ladies are at either side of a ping pong table, shooting ping pongs out of the vaginas. I know, and I'm for sure glad that I didn't go and see it because I've heard too much.
Oh my!
And they were everywhere, advertising it everywhere, like it was a full-on thing that people do. They go and watch it. Yeah.
Well, it's like Amsterdam. You go down the red light district, and there's like live porn. Like you can.
I didn't
go
see that in Amsterdam, but obviously when I took my brother, my brother was 15, I think.
But 14? No, 15. 14.
He's 16 now, so yeah, maybe 14, 15. I don't know, going 15. Mm-hmm. And we accidentally ended up in the red light district. So can you imagine accidentally walking down
on the night time?
No, in the day, thank God.
Oh my God.
Accidentally walking down an alleyway, and then all of a sudden you turn to your right, and there's a woman half naked
going.
Trying to sell herself in a
to
window, and I've got my brother right there. What do you do? His little face, bless him. I didn't care, but I cared about him. I was like, oh my God, Harvey, let's get out. I just panicked. I literally just panicked.
It's so awkward. Yeah. Like, Tom took me and I didn't know
where to look. These people are our age, though.
I know. I didn't know where to look, though. I was like...
I know.
I just smiled at them.
Yeah, I was just sort of like... I didn't want to look like I was judging them.
No.
So, they're pretty confident, aren't they? But
yeah.
Crazy.
Ping pong.
Where was it? Yeah, ping pong. Crazy night. Just... I want to say don't... obviously, you're aware now that is what ping pong is.
Would. I want to see that.
You couldn't... It wasn't like you go in on the same level, like on the same floor. It was like you had to go downstairs somewhere. And I didn't really want to do that. It was a bit dangerous,
So they whack the balls. So they're going...
They pop them. I'm assuming it's like they just use the pelvic floor to pop it out or some shit. I don't know.
So, do you know airports are freaking scary, aren't they? Like, I get scared enough. I feel guilty and like I'm doing something wrong, even though I know I'm not.
Yeah.
So, especially when I was younger, it was worse. So there was me going through the airport. My brother used to have this thing called Sheepy, and it was like, you know, kids have their toys that they like sleep with and everything. My brother's was called Sheepy, and it was a hot water bottle.
You've really got me distracted because I just thought you said she-wee.
No.
And you know what one of them is, don't you?
Where you can wee out. No, Sheepy, because it was a sheep water bottle. And my mum was like, Tilly, will you put this in your bag for me? It's George's Sheepy. Fine. Yeah, Mum, I'll put it in my bag. Go through the fucking airport. My mum didn't empty the water bottle. The fucking... Yeah. So the guy said, we need you to come with me. And I was like, oh my God. I was about 12. And he was questioning me, why is the water in this? And I was like, it's my brother's Sheepy.
Are you crying?
Yeah. And he was like... But why have you taken water? You do know it's only like a however much millilitres. And I was like, oh my God, it's my brother's sheep. I'm so sorry. And then I was scared that they were going to take my brother's sheepy off him. But they didn't, guys.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I know. I was petrified. And ever since then, I'm even more scared now. I'm really anal about, can you empty everything that's in my bag? Can you make sure everything that's in there, like... Do you know what I mean?
Well, they've got them like massive domes now, haven't they? Where you walk in and it just goes all around you to scan you.
I haven't been in that long.
Yeah. And as well, if you're obviously male or female, they allocate you whatever same gender.
You get patted up.
Yeah, like it's like you scroll the curtain across and then they come in and they put the thing around you.
Oh,
it's weird.
Weird. Go on, your next story.
Okay, my next story.
I want to hear about You've told me this one now, but I
Okay.
think the internet needs to know about when you got lost in India.
Okay, so it was really scary. Like, I have never been, like, I don't know, that freaked out about what was happening, but I was really like mellow about it. Like, I didn't show it at all, and I think that's what wore me out, the fact that I wasn't showing it. So when I went to India, it was because I was doing a yoga course, but on one of the nights we got sort of like allowed out the complex, and we took a rickshaw to the Shiva mountain. So it was the full moon ceremony, and it was like a big event. Everyone from all over came to walk around this walk up the mountain, and there was like, you know, so many temples along the way, and it was like such a big thing. So, you know, we all share rickshaws, and I keep saying to go, it's basically a tuk-tuk, guys. So we're all sort of getting in there, all dead excited, the, you know, energy's high, and then we get off and everyone's there, great, and then all of a sudden I've just never seen so many people in one place ever. I can't even explain it when I'm just like in my head looking at how many people there were. And we're all together, and all of a sudden we've all got to go and get our, like, I don't know, like tickets or something, I can't remember too much. We have to walk through this thing to go through, and everyone starts to disperse, and I'm thinking, oh my god. Everyone's like going in different directions, and I'm thinking, right, you know when you just have one person that you need to sort of tag along with so you don't lose. I tried to do that, but everyone was just moving so fast, and I was losing everyone as I was going. At the start, everyone was like in front of me, and then all of a sudden it was just sort of like people were going different temples and stuff, and I was slowly going down and down in numbers to the point where I was left with one person. And it was just like one of the visitors at the foundation that I was at, the complex that I was at. It was one of the visitors that was there for the day, and obviously I'd never met this guy before, never met this like Swami before, and I thought I was alright at first because there was someone else with me, and then all of a sudden they disappeared because they went to get a drink, and then I couldn't find them, and then I was stuck with him, and we were having a conversation, and I was slowly panicking inside, trying to like keep myself calm, knowing that I was completely left. Right, I had no currency on me because I didn't even have a chance at this time to even change my currency to get money out, so I had nothing on me. My phone internet wasn't working, so I had nothing. I couldn't send messages or anything like that. Didn't have anyone's number, so completely, because it was all on WhatsApp, so I had nothing. And yeah, it was an hour went by, couldn't find anyone. Another hour went by, couldn't find anyone. I just turned back, and then I was just sort of like had a mini meltdown, sat on the side, and we were actually talking. Because we were both lost. We were lost together, but we were both lost. And he was trying to hold my hand and stuff like that. But obviously I knew that they're not, because of his sort of tradition and values that he has over there, like a Swami isn't allowed to touch like a female necessarily unless like they're married, or even in front of other people. I don't think it's not in their nature to touch you. So the fact that he was really trying to hold my hand and like touchy-feely, like trying to hold my arm and stuff, which is natural for anyone else.
Yeah.
Especially if you're lost. But because I knew that wasn't in his nature, excuse me, I was starting to get really panicky and really nervous fast. And we sat down, and he was talking about the fact that we might have to spend the night on the street because we couldn't find anyone. We went up to a local place, like a hut where people was living, and he was basically trying to ask them to see whether we could like lend money to get back and maybe stay there like overnight because we were so lost. And I was having a mini breakdown, but I was so like good at keeping my calm and like making it look like I wasn't panicking, I wasn't like vulnerable. And literally last minute, before we were literally trying to lie down on this bench to stay, I saw people in the distance. I've never been so happy in my entire life. It actually gives me goosebumps just now thinking about it.
Really?
In the middle of India. Not now.
No, last time she told me this story, guys, she made it funny, but now she's made it really serious. Scary. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I felt so grateful that I was on that rickshaw back. I could have cried.
You know, I've had a situation like that when it's really scary and then you're on the way home and you get home and you're like...
You just think, wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and obviously everyone was asking me if I was okay, like where I went, what happened, did anything happen?
Do you think
I didn't want to communicate that he was trying to hold my hand because I was just so in shock at the time and I didn't think it was such a big issue. And the fact that I'd got back safe, I just didn't see it as a problem.
Yeah, but do you think now there's a little bit of trauma there?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a lot more, I thank in a way because I'm a lot more...
Cautious.
I'd be a lot more cautious if I went again. And I would always make sure that I've got my currency and I've got my phone and my phone works and the SIM card works.
There's lessons to be learned.
Don't trust anyone. Make sure you trust yourself and you've got everything to back you up on.
Did your gut tell you anything before, like at the start when you were left alone with him? Like, was this like...
I just tried to suppress it and brush it off because I just didn't want to think what the inevitable was going to be.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Not a nice time, but not mentioning any names.
Well, when I was a kid, I went to, not abroad, but it's still like, I went to Wales. It's a holiday. It's somewhere else other than where I know. And me and my cousin were walking. We were young. We were quite young. And in front were like the older kids who were like 16, We were like, I don't know, 12, 10, that age.
Yeah.
And then behind us were the adults. And they said to us, right, guys, we're going to the beach. So go to the beach. And me and my cousin, we were just talking. And then suddenly I looked ahead and I was like, where is everybody? Looked behind.
Was you on your own?
Where is everybody? Me and my cousin, we didn't have phones, Connie. We were 10. We were in the middle of somewhere. We had no idea where it was. And we were lost. And both of us were really shy. We saw a lady crossing and I said, well, I'm not asking her. And he was like, well, I'm not asking her. And I was like, well, I'm not telling her that we're lost. I don't know what to say. And he was like, yeah, me either. So we both had to like stand there and be like, just stood there. And this woman came up to us and we were like, we're lost. And okay, let's go. She took us to the beach. We were looking around on the beach, and then on the beach there was like this little radio shack, and they had to radio out to like people in that area, and then suddenly, about an hour, 2 hours, all I saw was my mum running across this glass beach barefoot. Tilly! And then apparently she'd gone looking for us. She was in a random man's van driving around looking for us. She heard it on the radio.
No.
Yeah. And she found us.
So the radio works then.
Yeah. But they all went to the pub. And then my sister told me this the other day. She said, yeah, we were all sat there for about an hour. And then someone was like, where's Tilly and Jack?
No.
And then they realised we were gone. And then they were all scared. So every time I see a pub in Wales now, I get like that little, oh my God, because that's where they all were, and I was like, this reminds me of when we got lost. But it was just the funniest thing because me and Jack were really like, oh, we're lost. But seeing my mum run, like, I was like, oh, we were lost. Yeah. So getting lost is bloody scary.
It is.
Even
no
in
matter
Wales,
what age you are,
no.
Scary.
Even in so I can't imagine how you felt in a different bloody country. I bet you fucking shitting yourself.
And it was night time as well. It's pitch black.
It's scary. Go on, tell me another story.
Let's have a look. Okay, so I mentioned it in a previous podcast, but the Big Buddha in Phuket. So, you got to the top of the steps. Big Buddha's in the sight, lovely. You've got all incense candles, all up there, so you can light one and say a few words, or you do anything what pleases you. And then to the left of me was a tree, and people had written notes and hooked them onto the trees, and it was so nice. Like it was just full of notes, like kind words, and I just wanted to melt into the tree. Like the energy that was there was just like, I wanted to read them all, but Kylie wasn't interested at all. She was like, what do I want to read? What other people have wrote? And I was just like, I want to write something. It's really nice.
Oh, that is
People
so
from
nice.
all over the world, different languages.
Really? Yeah. That's like the Lovelock Bridge, isn't it? I've never been there, but I can imagine that's...
Like, well, the Pua version, but in Brindley Place in Birmingham, along the bridge. No, like mailbox.
No.
They've got all locks all along it.
Swear?
Yeah.
No way.
I'll have to tell you that.
I think as well, it reminds me of, I think we spoke about this last, the Trevi Fountain.
Oh, yeah.
About that's where people make the wishes, and you can just feel the energy from it.
Yeah. It's so nice. And there's, underneath the big Buddha, so you go like sort of underneath, and it's got like all the different like gods and like people to worship, like every single type, like every single kind is under there. Like, and everyone's going to like their sort of one that they want to go to and say stuff, and it's just dead sweet. Like, it's so nice.
I'd love to go there.
There was one bit as well where there was like a couple of monks, and they were doing like a meditation, or they were doing like blessings or something like that. And you just sort of like walk in, but I don't know whether you needed like an entry permission or like. So yeah, there was I didn't know whether you needed like a ticket or anything, so I just sort of like watched in the background. And there was another, where was it? There was like a place where everyone could sit down and meditate with everyone else, and I thought, wow, what a beautiful opportunity for me to like sort of experience it with other people, especially from like all around the world, people I've not met. And my sister wasn't interested. No. Bless her heart. So move on. Yeah. But it's really nice, and I'd definitely go there again. 100%. It's so nice.
Well, I had someone who asked me to go to Thailand with them, and they said, do you want to come? And I said, I think we'd be going for very different reasons.
That's
so
the problem.
I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
Because I'd want to do that, but they'd want to like go and see everything and party, and I was like, actually, they want to go and see it, but
really
I want to sit there and meditate and
And I feel like if you want to go out and party, one, obviously if you drink, but two, if you stay out late, you're just not fresh in the morning.
No. I think I've told you this story before about the hill in Croatia.
Yeah.
This is my favourite story.
Definitely.
I'm not going to tell it again then. Forget it.
You're not going to? But you haven't told them.
Yeah, but I've told you.
Okay.
But there's another... You know what, guys? I'm sick of telling stories. Do you have any more?
Okay. Well, we might do a part 2, so we'll just say it then.
We'll do a part 2. Okay, then, guys. We have run out of time, as we thought we would, on the pod. So we're going to stop this here. In the future, we will do another travelling video. Yeah. We'll go deeper into some of the things we said we were going to talk about.
Yeah. I've definitely got a lot to talk about.
You have. I think next week we're going to do really go ham on Connie's India trip.
Yeah. So be prepared.
And she's going to teach us a little bit about what she learned in India, her experiences and all that jazz-a-rooney.
I think Tilly's more excited.
I am. This is the only thing I've been wanting to do for the whole time. India. Because, when you first came home from India, we weren't that good friends.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like I couldn't ask you the questions I really wanted to know.
And remember when I was there and I sent you a picture of me sitting on the wall, and you was like, wow, you look so like... I forgot what you said. Like, you just look like you're glowing because of obviously the routine that I was in. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go into depth with like all the schedule and like things that I did.
You ate what you ate.
Because you just want to know what I ate,
guys. I'm just so excited.
Okay.
Like, it was a life-changing experience for you, and you learnt so much too.
And I realised that I really want to go there again, but I want to see different places. I want to.
Me and Connie did. We were planning to go to India, but then I got scared of vaccinations.
What would you have?
And also the Delhi belly. And also the flying.
It's really not that bad.
No, actually.
Especially when you've got me that's done it all before.
Yeah, true.
It would be such a...
And then COVID did hit, so it's a good job, because we were planning to go in September, so maybe the universe was like, don't book it, because...
I had a notification on my phone, and I looked at my calendar, and my calendar was like was it the end of...
September?
Yeah. Book apply for the visa.
Yeah, so it was a
was
good
like,
job
no.
because we would have been fudged and getting our money back would have been hard.
But that's not the point. We will go to India.
We will go to India. We want to go to Iceland. I really want to go to Iceland.
Iceland is cheaper at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to roll with it.
It's less hours on a plane and I won't get Iceland belly. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed that podcast. It's been fun to...
And we hope you enjoy the grounding meditation as well. So
look out for that on Thursday.
Yeah.
For all you people, I know many people aren't travelling right now, but you know, you might need grounded.
Even long car journeys.
Yeah, or even if you're feeling
a bit unbalanced, a bit unstable.
There's so many times when to do a grounding meditation. So thank you for watching, my lovely peeps. Please like, subscribe, comment, leave a review, all that jazzaroo.
And are we going to ask the question?
I'm going to ask the question.
Okay. Do you want me to ask the question?
You ask the question.
Okay. So a question we'd like you to answer for I keep saying next week.
Next week?
No, because for them it's as soon as they watch it. Okay, for next week's pod, we'll be answering anonymously what you said. So what is your favourite travel destination and why is it your favourite?
You can let us know this in the comments. You can email us on the Mindful M8, the number 8, s@gmail.com. You can Instagram message us, Facebook message us, and let us know your answers. Knock on our door. Give us a call. Wink, wink. Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed. If you are listening to this podcast, remember that you can watch us on YouTube. And please try and give our 5-minute meditations a little go. Share them.
Yeah.
They'll be worth it. It's literally just 5 minutes. Okay, then. Thanks for watching, our kid.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later. Cheers.